Welcome to our show, Your Miracle Resource. Our show is designed for you, whether you're listening to us by podcast or watching us live. Our show is about your miracle resource. That means what you bring to people, how you help people, your value proposition. And today I have a dynamic duo. I have been honored to meet them and work with them on a very, very special project. But this dynamic duo, I want you to think of every time you hit your brakes. You think that you're saving your life. But this dynamic duo of Laura Frank and Leanne Best, what they've done with brakes will blow you away. So I'm going to turn it over to Leanne and to Laura to tell you about this special miracle resource.
Well, thank you. We're glad to be here. Our miracle resource is that you don't have to be a big corporation to make a difference. We are two small independent auto repair shops that have networked and have grown our Brakes for Breast program to a national level.
Congratulations on that. It's amazing, and thank you for that inspiration, because so many people listening to podcast as well as to us live, they look at their business and say, how can I make a difference? So tell us about the moment you knew that this was going to be your miracle resource. This was how you were going to grow your brand, your team, and as well get more people involved across the country. Who knew? How many dealers do you have now involved?
Well, actually last year we had 114 shops.
Wow.
So across 34 states, which is really neat, and that just shows you the extreme power of networking. And I think our miracle moment was when Laura and I started Brakes for Breast in 2011. Honestly, Catherine, we got this idea in September, and we knew the program had to launch in October because that's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so it was such a natural fit. So the first year we only had time. We got 5 shops involved and we raised $10,000, and honestly,
wow,
that surprised us. We were tickled silly with that number. And then the next year, this was when we knew. The next year, without trying too terribly hard, because we were still perfecting the process, we had 27 shops across 17 states join in.
Wow.
So just in year 2. So I mean,
we thought it could be something big.
right. I think at that point we said, wow, where could we possibly go with this?
You're onto something. Right. So when you started this business, did you ever have any idea that something like this would happen?
No.
None
So
whatsoever.
that's why it's a miracle resource, friends.
None whatsoever.
And here we are, 2 small independent repair shops, 2 girls just going out to dinner saying, what can we do to make a difference in the community? And just by networking and reaching out to other repair shops that we knew, and they reached out to everybody else, it's taken on a life of its own.
So how exciting is this, that you as business owners, you're actually getting your competitors involved. You're actually working with competitors. Now, most people in business wouldn't do that, and I admire you so much as a dynamic duo, because it doesn't matter who someone is, they can get involved. So do you want to show us some pictures from your Facebook page? Because our podcast listeners can go back and look at those. Show us that journey. Talk with us about those.
We would love to. This is our Brakes for Breast logo. So when you go on our website or the Facebook page, because sometimes there's a lot of shops that put us on their Facebook page. So when you see this official logo along with our check presentation, you'll know you're on the right Facebook page. This is obviously our proudest moment. This picture is of the actual check presentation when we get the ability to go down to Dr. Tui's lab, see where the magic happens, and present the check to Dr. Tui and his staff, because our funds are specifically for research.
Correct. 100% of the funds go to Dr. Tui's research for this breast cancer vaccine. And we invite shops that participate from all over the country to come in. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. So it's exciting when we get people who have actually participated from New York, Arizona. They come in to help present the check.
Wow.
Right. And I do want to reiterate what Laura said, that we are just 2 girls that volunteer our time, and we have full-time jobs. Our budget is literally 0. We have no budget at Brakes for Breast, so we rely on the support of the other shops. And again, 100% of what we do, every single penny of the $606,000 that we have raised has gone directly to research.
Wow. Congratulations. That's amazing. So who are these cuties?
Oh my gosh, well these are little girls out of Legion Auto Repair in Minnesota, and it is fabulous, the support we receive from the shops, and we encourage them to take pictures, and you'll see as we go through these photos the amazing things that shops will do to raise money for Breaks for Breasts.
This is a marketing piece that we have marketing that we put out there for our shops. If they're not creative enough, or they don't have the time, or they need a little bit of help getting some marketing out, we put marketing together for a resource for them. So this is a picture on one of our postcards.
And that's one of the posters that was in a shop in Indiana. So you see huge posters all over. There is so much done for you marketing available. And again, that's not anything that, it's not anything that we make money on it. We get some bare bones pricing for the participating shops so that their marketing is as inexpensive as it can possibly be in support of Breaks for Breasts. And you'll even see the footprints there. You can get the little pink footprints that take you over to Breaks for Breasts posters or the counter.
Poster that somebody has out in their shop with our logo. Another part, the teams of these repair shops come on board, and the staff, their customer service rep, their service advisors, their technicians, they all come together and support the program. One year we had the men in pink tutus, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So people have fun with it.
Good.
While they're,
And there's Dr. Tui. What can we say? That's the genius behind the breast cancer vaccine that we support. And one of the reasons we chose Dr. Tui is we were very specific, Laura and I, that whoever the recipient of our fundraising was going to be, that money had to go directly to research or something like that, that it wasn't lost in marketing dollars and real estate and all of that kind of stuff. And Dr. Tui and his passion, it took us about, I don't know how many minutes to decide that we'd found our...
30 seconds?
Yeah, we'd found our guy. He's so passionate about the breast cancer vaccine, and that's what we need to make that happen.
And just a comment on Dr. Tui, the fact that he's local, so many people who are listening as well as on the podcast know that's Cleveland Clinic. That is Cleveland, Ohio, Dr. Vincent Tui. And 1 in 7 women now are diagnosed with breast cancer. It was 1 in 8, 1 in 7. And as Dr. Tui says, why do we go in with chemo and radiation as a defense? Why aren't we going in with an offense? Because that offense of having the vaccine, we have a flu vaccine, but we don't have a vaccine for breast cancer. So he was a logical choice.
That's
and wonderful.
Exactly.
And you've worked with him since the beginning.
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
And we actually looked high and low. We looked West Coast, East
Did
Coast.
you?
And it turned out at a networking event, one of the moms of one of the laboratory research people got wind of it, and she called me and immediately said, I have somebody I need you to meet. So that was a nice little find.
Again, the importance of networking.
Right, absolutely. But it's interesting you should talk about the vaccine and whatnot, Catherine, because what happens is sometimes the shops will say, well, why would I support the Cleveland Clinic Breast Cancer Vaccine Fund when I'm from Florida or California? And the interesting thing about that is when you look at the vaccine, think of it like the polio vaccine that some of us still remember. And I'll ask the shop owner, you remember polio? Yes. You remember a vaccine came out and eradicated it? Yes, I do. Where was that vaccine created? Nobody really knows, and it doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is that it was created.
Wow, that's great. Congratulations to both of you. Now, let's talk a little bit about how people can connect to you, because I know when I met you, I was really excited. I wanted to work with you, get involved, read your story, and thought, this is amazing. And again, Brand Plus Team Equals Revenue, the company I own, obviously we're helping people build brands, teams, and revenue. But we always advise, what can you do good in the community? That helps you build your brand, and it helps an organization. You're funding a research that might not get funded if it weren't for you. So there are people who are listening now and watching, and they're inspired by what you've done. They want to get involved like I did. How do they connect to you?
We have a website, breaksforbreasts.com, spelled out. You can go there, and we have our pictures. We have information. If you're a repair shop and you want to get on board, go ahead and click repair shops, click here. We'd love to have you join. We would like to hit a goal of 200 this year across the country. We also, you can email us through the website, and it's breaksforbreasts@gmail.com. If you're a small business and you want to start some type of fundraiser on your own, or join in with ours, email us, and we'd be happy to help you out and give you some ideas and get you on your way. And we also have our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. Right, and there is also within our website, www.breaks4breast.com, and 4 is spelled out. If you're an individual and you just gravitate towards our cause, you can certainly make a donation, and those donations go directly on a link to the Cleveland Clinic Breast Cancer Vaccine Fund.
That's great. Great. So when you look at this overall goal and the future of where you're going, is there anything else that you wanted to mention? Because we're going to share this video across the country and, of course, the podcast. Anything else you want people to know?
I think I would just reiterate Laura's opening point, and that is we're just 2 simple girls from Cleveland, Ohio. And one night over dinner came up with this idea, and honestly, we are still have to pinch ourselves when we think about the fact that we raised $606,000 with a virtual working budget of 0 and our volunteer time. So if we can do it.
That's right. So take it as inspiration. Inspiration to do something good and build your brand, your team, your revenue. But Laura and Leanne, I want people, and I'm going to challenge our audience, I want you, when you tap your brakes, first make sure they're working well and go and visit Leanne and Laura if they're not. But think about, you're saving your life, but think about how you save other people's lives. This is an incredible mission, and I want to thank both of you for being here today. Now, let me share with all of you as the audience, I've been getting a lot of response as we talked about announcing our Your Miracle Resource show. And many people have been reading our Your Strategic Personal Brand book. This book is a book to build your brand, and one of the things it advises is exactly what Laura and Leanne have done, is how do you showcase your brand and showcase your purpose, your miracle resource. And we advise them to start an event that benefits charity. Now, you guys have already done that. In January, we are going to be starting a book club. So we're asking everyone to go on Amazon, pick up this book by January. You have plenty of time. We're going to go through this book chapter by chapter. But prior to reading the book, we also ask you to go to get Discovering Your Dawn. This is a book about unlocking your potential. So think of this as a first step to unlock that potential. Kind of like Leanne and Laura said, they had to go to dinner and say, what could we do? And yes, you didn't get overwhelmed by the fact that you're just 2 people. Now look at, you're in all these states. You're changing the world. So that's what today is about, Your Miracle Resource. And thank you, everyone. Everyone who's listening by podcast, please go to the Breaks for Breast Facebook page to see the pictures that we looked at. Also, we'd like you to go to Amazon, pick up the book so you're ready for our book club in January. You can connect to Miracle Resources on our Facebook page, Miracle Resources, or miracleresources.com. And I thank you very much for joining us today for Your Miracle Resource. Thank you, Laura and Leanne.
Thank you.